Welcome to the Environmental Remote Monitoring Subsystem ERMS course. Lesson 1 of Module 1 is an introduction to the system overview of the ERMS. Select Next to continue. Select each marker to learn how to navigate this lesson, then select Next to continue. You can access this menu anytime throughout the course by selecting the Help menu. There are 13 modules in this course. The following module topics are presented within the course. Module 1, System Overview. Module 2, Troubleshooting. Module 3, P1 Panel. Module 4, P1A Panel. Module 5, P1B Panel. Module 6, V4 Panel. Module 7, P2 Panel. Module 8, P2A Panel. Module 9, P3 Panel. Module 10, P4, P4A, and P4B Panel. Module 11, P5 Panel. Module 12, P7B Panel. And Module 13, Version 4 Emerson DC Bus Panel. After the completion of each module, you will receive a badge indicating your course progress. Select Next to begin the first module. The course is set up as a story where Matt, an experienced airway transportation systems specialist, ATSS technician, mentors and trains a new ATSS technician, Jennifer. In each lesson, Jennifer will face a problem on the job that she will need to overcome with the knowledge and training Matt provides. Let's begin. After completing this lesson, you will be able to define the purpose and function of ERMS. List the two modes of operation of ERMS. Describe the local and remote monitoring and control capabilities of ERMS. Jennifer is a new ATSS tech. She is a retired Navy electronics specialist working as a contractor with the technical operations. The ERMS team is currently short-staffed due to a recent retirement. Jennifer's manager has asked her to take on monitoring ERMS in addition to her other duties. Jennifer is a motivated employee and doesn't mind the extra responsibility. However, she is frustrated by her lack of knowledge of a system that is important to the safety of the National Airspace System, NAS. One morning during her first week maintaining ERMS, Jennifer's manager calls her. According to her manager, there is an alarm showing at one of the sites that she is responsible for, and she needs to troubleshoot it. Jennifer doesn't know how to find the alarm in the system, and all she has is her maintenance data terminal, MDT. Unfortunately, she doesn't know how to connect her MDT to the ERMS. She decides to call the ERMS support desk to have them walk her through the process. Jim, at the ERMS support desk, tells Jennifer that she needs to download the ERMS software to her MDT and gives her the website for the software. The software will show her what equipment is in alarm status. He also recommends that Jennifer download the ERMS software user's guide to help her troubleshoot the problem. Jim realizes that Jennifer is going to need additional training. He recommends she contact her manager since her manager can set her up with a local mentor. Go to the following website to download the ERMS software. Jennifer's manager calls Matt and explains the issue to him. While Matt has limited time, he is willing to train Jennifer. Matt is also a former Navy electronics specialist. He likes working on the ERMS and sees the benefit of training others to reduce the workload. Matt has a strong work ethic and cares about building a strong supportive team of techs. Matt happens to be in the area of Jennifer's site. He contacts her, and they agree to meet that afternoon.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the ERMS team. Our team really strives to help others, including learning about the new equipment. I've found that in order to avoid or mitigate mistakes, you need to be willing to ask for help and be open to learning new things. Learning is a big part of this job since the equipment changes a lot.
I want to learn, but I'm a little overwhelmed right now with the extra responsibility, and not knowing the system.
I get that. We've all been there. It will get better once you figure things out.
Thanks. Can we begin with the alarm my manager called me about? I've downloaded the ERMS software, but I can't figure out how to connect my MDT to the ERMS panel to see the alarm and troubleshoot it.
This is an issue a lot of people have. You need a USB serial port adapter. I have one with me.
They sent me that adapter cable, but I didn't know what it was for.
There's a little more to it than just connecting the adapter. For the sake of time, let me connect the MDT to the ERMS and I'll fix the issue. Next time this comes up, I'll walk you through how to connect to the ERMS and troubleshoot the issue. Let me start by going over the ERMS basics with you. This ERMS P1 panel on the wall is the ERMS controller, and monitors the following systems at this site. Engine generator, automatic transfer switch called the EGATS. Fuel tank monitor or the FTM. Uninterruptible power supply or UPS. Security, and the remote maintenance monitoring referred to as the RMM. The ERMS function is to transmit operational site data to remote monitoring locations. There are two modes of operation for the ERMS, local and remote. In the local operation, the data is sent through the interface panels to the controller, or main panel, and then the data is viewed through the MDT. The remote operation is almost the same. The main differences are that the data also travels through the FAA Telecommunications Infrastructure, or FTI, and is viewed on the Remote Monitoring and Logging System, the RMLS. You need to understand the difference between local and remote capabilities of ERMS to work on the system. First of all, in order to receive any commands, the main panel needs to be in operate mode. Local and remote operations are similar in that they both receive the same ERMS data. Also, the reset command logs off the MDT both remotely and locally. The differences are that the local operations receive the ERMS site status through RMLS, whereas in remote operations, you can only see the logical unit identifiers or LUID data points through the RMLS. Also, in local operations, there is always a tech on site, whereas in remote operations there is not. The final difference between the two is the way commands can be sent to the ERMS. Commands are sent locally through the MDT and remotely through the RMLS. So I've given you a lot of information. Do you have any questions about the system or the types of operations?
No. Your explanation definitely helped me get a better picture of ERMS.
Well, this was just the beginning. There is a lot more to learn. I like to give each trainee a little assessment as we go along just to reinforce what they've learned. Are you up for that?
Absolutely.
The purpose of ERMS is to monitor and configure which of the following systems? Select all answers that apply. True or false, the diagram below depicts the remote mode of operation of ERMS. What characterizes a remote mode of operation? Select all answers that apply. Which mode of operation sends data through the FAA Telecommunications Infrastructure, FTI? Congratulations! You have completed this lesson. You should be able to define the purpose and function of ERMS. List the two modes of operation of ERMS. Describe the local and remote monitoring and control capabilities of ERMS. Select Exit to close this window.